We were robbed against the Donkeys in Week 17. I don't want to be that guy, but as soon as I saw that we couldn't make the playoffs, right, because we needed like 4 teams to win. We lost 16-15. Were the Raiders robbed? I think that might be a strong word. At the end of the day, even if the Raiders win that game, though, it doesn't help us. And if anything, it hurts us because then the Broncos pick, number 12, let's say, and the Raiders go to 15. So, if anything, I don't know if it really hurt us that much. Let's go to Hector, who looks like Jace's twin. Trade Jackson for Griffin brother, backup linebacker. So, who? Oh, Shaquem Griffin. Gotcha. So, I don't know if the Seahawks would end up doing that. However, if we can move on from if we can end up moving on from Gabe Jackson, if we can get a pick, I would like that. However, I don't know if the team's going to go out and do it. And from what it sounds like right now, the Raiders are comfortable sticking with Gabe Jackson. So, yes, because we raised some money for Super Chats to pay Alicia, I said everyone to chant Alicia. And we always have this joke that nobody knows how to spell Alicia. And Alicia. I want you guys to type how you think how to spell it because there's a lot of different ways. So type it in there, how you guys think you spell it. And yes, shout out to all y'all for watching today's show. Let's go to Lucas. What up, Luke? Is this Paul Guenther's last chance? Yes. I think as soon as Rod Marinelli came in, a coach that John Gruden has coached with before on a Super Bowl winning team, as soon as we got rid of Eric Buckner, who I think did a very good job for this team on the defensive line, if Guenther can't get it done, you're going to see Rod Marinelli step in, and he's going to become the new DC. But for the Raiders, we haven't had a top 11 defense in yards against or points against since 2002. I don't know about you. I want to see a good defense. Let's go to Dale. What up, Dale? Will you be at the home opener this year? If fans are allowed to go to games, I do fully anticipate on going to the Raiders opener. I can't wait to be able to go. And if you guys subscribe to the channel, if you guys, are at a game and you see me, let me know. First round's normally on me, so hit me up. But the Raiders, okay, I think I know what their week 1 game is going to be. And our Chat Sports main channel, it's youtube.com/chatsportstv. We're going to be live, okay, on the channel. So if you liked what we did for our NFL draft coverage, you're going to like our 2020 NFL schedule release. I appreciated how many of y'all showed up to our main draft coverage, and y'all were dominating in the comments, so I want y'all to do that again, okay? So, I think this is going to be the Raiders' kickoff game. I think it's going to be Buccaneers at Las Vegas. Why? Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, okay? Tuck rule, tuck him. You got John Gruden's old team. Plus, the Raiders opened it up in their new stadium. They didn't get to host the draft. I think that this is going to be the Raiders' week 1 game, and in fact, I think it's going to be the way the NFL kicks off the season. If they don't do it, shame on you, NFL. So who would you get? Wait, that sounded weird. If this is the week 1 game, it's going to be a game no matter what. Who you got? Type LVR for Raiders or type TBB for the Buccaneers. I hope that the 2,000 people watching this live right now on YouTube, every single one of y'all type LVR because it's the Raiders. The Raiders are going to win this game. I'm confident in that. I don't really think that Brady and Gronk, I don't think the whole thing is going to work out all that well. I think with our offensive line, with Josh Jacobs, we're going to be able to dominate their defense, which has been pretty bad. They got stumbling upward, my man. 3rd and Renfrow, or I can't understand what that is. It looks like a horn. I don't know. All right, it says thoughts. I like Hunter Renfrow. I'm seeing horn. That's what I see. Horn and a knife. It's a key. Okay. A megaphone and a key. Maybe I'm just missing this, guys. If you guys want to help me out. You guys know that I like Hunter Renfrow a lot. I also think he's one of those players that gives it his all. And I think just to show you, like, how tough of a player he was, dude broke his ribs and finished the game. Yes, he ended up missing the next 4 weeks, but I like Hunter Renfrow, and I think he's very reliable, especially 3rd down and pick up that extra. Somebody said Arden Key, but if it's Arden Key, I'm not a big fan of Arden Key, to be honest with you. We can cut him and end up saving, I think the dead cap hit's like $410K, but until Arden Key shows up, I can't figure it out. Okay, let's go to Hector. What up, Hector? Marcus Mariota, future quarterback in 2022. Well, that would mean, okay, that the Raiders re-signed him because his contract right now is 2 years, $17.6 million. He can make up to 37.5, and if he does make 37.5, it just means the Raiders won a Super Bowl, which, hey, if that's the case, yes, you can bring back Mariota. He is only 26 years old. He was John Gruden and Mike Mayock's #1 quarterback when he first came out. I'm a big believer in Mariota, but I don't know if he's going to be our quarterback in 2022. Let's go to Nabai. Did I get it right? Would you flip Derek Carr and a 2021 third for Dak Prescott if he was put on the market? Would I do that deal? Honestly, probably. Yeah, probably would. Now, I'm not the biggest believer in Dak Prescott. Actually, I'm going to say no. And the reason why I'm going to say no is because I'm not paying Dak $35 million. Because if I can pay Derek Carr 22 or Dak 35, I'm going to pay Derek Carr that amount every single day of the week. If you're just asking me who's the better quarterback and who's got the brighter future, if you guys want a mobile quarterback, it might be Dak Prescott. If you want somebody who knows the offense a little bit better, it might just be Derek Carr. Let's go to Dale. Hey, Dale. What are the Raiders' chances of getting Clowney? So when I think of, like, the top teams for Jadeveon Clowney, I think it's the Seattle Seahawks. I think it's the Tennessee Titans. I know the Browns. I know the Jets have also been linked to him. I just don't see it being a very realistic option because he wants to get – first he wanted to get $20 million. And then I think he took a good hard look at himself and was like, all right, Jadeveon, you never had 10-plus sacks. Maybe I'll drop down to 17, 18. He's a good player. But I don't think it's really one of our biggest needs. And for a guy who is literally shown to take plays off, I don't want to go out and pay somebody $17 to $18 million who takes plays off, who does have injury history, who's never had a 10-plus sack season. I don't care that he was a former first overall pick. I'm probably going to pass on Clowney. Let's go to Pulse. What up, Pulse? Also, we got over 2,000 people watching, so shout out to y'all. Update on the P.J. Hall situation. So, basically today... not today. P.J. Hall's been in some trade rumor talks, and I think when you look at some of the players that Reggie McKenzie brought in, P.J. Hall was a Reggie McKenzie guy, right? And I think if you're Gruden, if you're Mayock, you don't have any ties to Hall. So I think we saw a lot of these rumors start popping up around him because if they do want to move on from him, you at least have a little bit more depth now at the defensive tackle position when you go out and you get Malik Collins, you go out and get Daniel Ross. So the update right now is I still think that the Raiders are looking to move Hall, but we'll see what happens. He is going into his third year here on the season. I almost unplugged my computer. All right, if you guys want the latest news, rumors, and if you like the live shows here, please subscribe to the Raiders Report. I asked you before what I want you to do, okay? I normally go live every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and we drop videos every single day. If you haven't already subscribed, please do click the big red button. But also, take the link, youtube.com/Raiders Report. I'll put it in the comments. It's also in the description. And I want you to send it to the 10 biggest Raider fans that you know. And just tell them, hey, subscribe to this guy. He does a good job. And the more subscribers I get, the more shows I can do, the more live shows I can do. Maybe it's even the less ads and commercials you guys have to see. Cool? Hit that sub button. Let's go to Hector. Hey, buddy. Charles Woodson or Jackson? Who is the greatest cornerback all time of the Raiders? I mean, obviously both are incredible, right? However, I'm going to go with Charles Woodson. I'm a big Charles Woodson believer. I think he also brought a lot of versatility. I think he is the GOAT in terms of Raiders cornerbacks, but yeah, I don't think you go wrong with either. I'm gonna go Charles Woodson, who is actually a friend of Chat Sports. So we'll go with Matthew. What up, Matthew? Get a pick. Do you think Tanner Muse is a day one starter? Day one starter, no. Could he be a starter by the end of the year? Sure. I think that we brought him in, obviously, to add a little bit of depth at the linebacking position. I also, though, it wouldn't shock me if he's also playing a little bit of safety here and there, especially if a few injuries pop up. But you're looking at a player who is extremely athletic and does bring that versatility. I will be very, very interested to see. I think the way he is a day one starter is actually on special teams, which could be a lot more likely than him actually, suiting up and going out and playing on our defense. Okay, continue to get these questions in. I'm going to be here for a little bit longer, and then I'm out of here. If you want me to stick around, super chat, okay? So get some super chats in. We'll answer them. And if not, maybe a few more questions, and then I got to get home. So we got Cortez. What up, Cortez? Do you think the situation going on in the world will only impact the preseason a bit? Also, go Raiders from Vegas, even though I'm from L.A. So first off, shout out where you're watching from. Appreciate you. I do think it's going to impact the season. Now, I don't know if it's going to impact, like, the games themselves, I do think it could impact the way that we go to the game, right? I mean, you're seeing like the Dolphins, they've kind of flirted with this idea of only 15,000 people going in. You're going to have like single filed. I could even see like every other seat being occupied for games. I mean, you're going to have to follow laws. It could impact tailgating in general. I mean, it is going to impact us a little. I mean, it already kind of has, right? There's going to be no international games. There's no games in London, no games in Mexico City. I think the best way, though, to deal with it is just suck it up a little bit, and hopefully we do get football games, because the last thing I want is no football. Then I will go nuts. We got one more question coming in from Dale Webb Jr. So with this being the last question, if you do want to get your question on, you got a super chat. Henry Ruggs for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I would totally be on board for it, okay? But the reason why I'm going to say no is because last year proved to me that the NFL is only going to give it to a quarterback. Because of Josh Jacobs doing everything that he did last year, week in and week out, I get it. He got hurt. But he was by far the most dominant rookie every single week. And yeah, they give it to Kyler Murray. So the fact that Joe Burrow, who I think is a good quarterback, has got all this hype, they're probably just going to give it to Joe Burrow because they're going to give it to a quarterback. If Henry Ruggs wins it, though, hey, I would totally be on board for that. So if I missed your question, we had over 2,000 people watching us live on YouTube. I'm sorry. Go ahead, follow me on Instagram at MitchellRens365 and DM me your question. After every live show, I go in and I answer them all. And if you just need a little cherry on top, if you follow me on IG, okay, follow me on IG, you're going to be entered to win a Max Crosby or Henry Ruggs jersey. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.